Let's look at this problem. It's asking what's the value of the product of this expression, this fairly long expression with many fractions. And as for such problems, when you see a long sequence of problems to sum up or to do the product, many times you want to find some patterns. You don't want to do it directly. And actually, you can't even do it, even if you try really hard. Pattern is the key word. Okay, let's look at the problem. In this problem, things becomes a little bit easier because the numbers are paired up, which will help us to find the pattern. First, let's look at the denominator in each pair. We see that in the first parenthesis, the denominator is 2 and 2, right? And in the second brackets, we see 2 3s. And then we see double 4s. Therefore, we can say that we find one pattern, which is the denominator. Denominator is from 2 to 3 to 4 and all the way to 99. Good. Now let's look at the numerators. And again, in each brackets, we see 2 numerators. And if you compare the numerator with the corresponding denominators, we'll find that they are simply off by 1, -1 or +1. Therefore, the two numbers or the two fractions, if we break it down in the middle like this, if we break it down like this, we will see that the numerators is the denominator -1 and the +1. So the pattern is in each brackets, right? We have, let's say the denominator is n. It's n minus 1 over n times n plus 1 over n. That's what we see within each parenthesis, right? Good. But we are not done yet, because with such information, we still can't do the calculation properly. So let's clean up this a little bit and see what can we do. All right. Let's look at the first fraction within each parenthesis. This, and then this and this. We look at the first parenthesis only. And if we break up these parentheses and reorganize these products, right, and only pick the first fraction out of each pair, then we can see that this denominator will cancel with this numerator. And then the denominator in the first fraction in this parenthesis cancels out with the numerator of the first fraction in the next parenthesis, right? And all the way to the last two parentheses. So this denominator cancels out this numerator. Good. So let's say the product of the first number in each parentheses or brackets is what? That equals 1 over 99. So this 99 comes from here. And then this 1 comes from here. Okay, now let's look at the second fraction within each parenthesis. So I'll change the color. So if we look at this, let's look at it carefully, right? We notice that this numerator can cancel this denominator. And then this numerator cancels the denominator in the second pair of parentheses, right? And all the way to the last two pairs of parentheses, these two. And certainly the numerator in the previous parentheses cancels the denominator in the next parentheses. Therefore, we know that the product of the second number in each parenthesis equals what? Equals, we have a 2 as a denominator left, so this is 2. And we have 100 as a numerator left, this is 100. So 100 comes from here. This 2 comes from here. Alright. And in the end, we need to multiply these two fractions. So let's still use this color, the original color. Therefore, the final answer is 1/99 times 100/2. So the second fraction is certainly 50, right? So that's 50/99. B is our choice. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe the channel. If you have questions, please comment.